Welcome to IAE 2951. I am having some frame issues, but that's not honestly that new. Oh god, I should mention I do not have a good graphics card, but processor is decent. Anvil Aerospace may have made a name for itself along the front lines with its masterful built fleet of military craft, but more and more of the company's civilian craft have captured the imagination of the Empire. Look no further than the Anvil Carrot to see a ship that has transitioned easily from its naval origins to the very edges of space as pilots use the ship to chart new territory. Personally, the Carrot to me is it's a good ship, but to me it's more a master of all trades, or at least it tries to be a master of all trades, and I feel like it's just too perfect for me, honestly. Good god, the FPS is terrible. Oh my god. But I think actually, honestly, the best thing to come out of the Carrack, I think, was the Pisces. Fight me. I freaking love the Pisces. It is an amazing little craft. Holds 4 SCU. 2 jump seats. It's not particularly great in it of itself, but as a little shell craft, it is beautiful. It is small, it is tiny, but carries so much. It is, I do believe it is a starter ship. It is absolutely worth it as a starter ship. It's a bit more expensive than I think it's a $60 package if our memory serves. It's good though. It's good. Maybe don't get it as your starting ship, but it's definitely a good ship. The Arrow I have a bit of a mixed past with. It's okay. One of the first friend that I got into Star Citizen, he bought this as his game package, and I think it was more the state of the game at that point, really. But he didn't have a very good experience with it, let's say. It's got one less shield generator. It might have armor. It might have better armor in the future, but yeah. It's also kind of actually like it's a light fighter, but it's kind of more a snubcraft. So it's very tiny, and I am interested in it, but it's left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. But I feel like I am giving it a bit of an unfair shake. Also, they did change the turrets to have NN13s, I believe. 2 gimbal size 1s on that guy. And these are gimbal size 2s. These are GT215s. I'd personally go full energy, maybe swap those out with this distortions. But that's just me. Gladiator. Oh my god, the Gladiator. It's kind of underserved because, I mean, basically, why wouldn't you just get a Retaliator or a Vanguard Harbinger? They're kind of better in a lot of ways, but I mean, this is supposed to be a carrier-based bomber, and it's not. I mean, you can see it's got a big old turret, and it's also a bomber, it's not a fighter, and we don't have a lot of necessarily bombing missions to use it with, but I love the stance. I love everything about it. I just wish it was a little bit I just wish it was a bit more useful. It is useful. It is good. It is a good ship. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, like, I love it. Can very recommend if you need a bomber, if you need a small bomber. I think it is actually technically the cheapest as well, but only by a small margin, honestly. Also, components. Right now, they're going through a lot of balancing with it, so everything's kind of mostly the same. Oh, is this a Hurricane? Ah. But the components. If you're looking at shields, get grade A. It doesn't matter because if it's a grade A civilian component or a grade A military component, as of right now, they're all the same, stat-wise. Grade A components across the board are all the same. Grade B components are all the same, etc., etc. The Hurricane is a fucking beast. I don't want to go into third person, but I will. that turret, that turret is what this ship is built around. It's fast, it's zoomy, and that turret will tear shit up. It served very well in a Xenothreat, and I firsthand ran into one very notable PvP occurrence in Xenothreat where a hurricane just wrecked everybody's shit, and it became kind of a joint effort to take down those two players, because it's a fucking beast. It's a great ship if you have two players. The Hawk, unfortunately, bounty hunting, is kind of, it's good, but it's not. This isn't really serving the purpose it's supposed to, because you can't turn in bounties like you're supposed to in the future. You have this rear cargo pod, or this rear prisoner pod. Excuse me. You can see. I don't know if that's. I don't know if there's a seat behind that, or if it's just not loaded. But this is supposed to be a prisoner pod. I think those are like countermeasure things. Those look like they've been tacked on now, but yeah. The Hawk, honestly, it's also technically classified as a light fighter. It's kind of more based. It's a little bit different. It's not necessarily a light fighter in the same vein as an Arrow. Have your little weapon rack here, but it definitely serves well in that role. Personally, I love it. It has no missiles. It has an EMP. That circular thing right there, that's an EMP. It works. It works decently well. Well, actually, I take that back. No, I don't really. I would just slap some distortions onto those. Put some energy repeaters on those slots. You can keep the cannons, I guess, but and it's a pretty decent little fighter. It's just not exactly perfect, and I'm also, when you're doing that, you're kind of pushing it into a role it's not necessarily designed for, but it works really damn well. And I do love it, although I will probably not be picking one up again. And we go back to the Pisces, which is great still. Nice that the freaking frame rate decided to calm down for a hot minute here. Ooh, let's see. What do we have? The Terrapin, the Valkyrie, and the F8A! I think that's an F8A. I assume it's an F8A and not an F8C. That would be strange to see an F8C. So the Terrapin is basically think of it as a scout. It's a mobile scanning station, basically. It's definitely not very useful for combat, but I love it. I love the look of it. I think some people kind of want it to be sort of like a dropship or mini dropship, and I would love to see that, a variant of it. But got your scanning station here, bed, shower, or toilet actually. I think there's even a yeah, you have a microwave here. Somebody needs to turn on the lights, but you have your components, weapon armor. It's a great little ship. It's more for just doing some scanning and then just returning to base and then getting that information back. But it's definitely a good little ship. I think in-game price for it is a little pricey. I think it's around 2 million credits. I'll rent this thing. What the heck? But yeah, it's a great ship. It's a great ship. I love it. I love the 4 VTOL engine thing. I love that look. I love that look so much. Now we'll get to the F8 in a little bit. Valkyrie is it's a good ship. It's a really good ship. I personally, I'm more of a, I think it's a little too big. I I'm a serious need of a Goldilocks situation here. It's a really good ship. I believe it can hold an Ursa. It's just this vehicle bay is like just barely not big enough to actually hold a like a Ballista or a Spartan, I guess. You have doors on the sides with the guns. It's also just brimming with other guns as well. You have these two areas off to the side. Each of them have have 10 pods for a total of 20 troops. Have a turret in the front. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's great if you're. It's great. It's just a little bit big for me. I don't see me needing to transport that many troops ever, but that's just a personal problem. The biggest problem, I think, is that the crew section isn't actually like technically sectioned off from this area. So if you open it, this entire area will be depressurized. Now, I believe there is a door. Yeah, there is a door for the pilot. So you've got that going for you, but the remote gunners are kind of screwed. I think. Yeah, this is not a door. Yeah, so better have your flight suits on, and yeah, fuck having pressurized habitation space. I think they'll. I really hope they'll change that in the future. If the troops can never see the crew, or never have to pass paths with the crew, that would be probably ideal. Now the F8, this is pretty much a squadron only ship for right now. I don't know. As you can see, cannot rent it. It is just bristling with guns. It is. I mean, just look at that. I mean, why doesn't every ship do this? For good reason. For good reasons. But, like, just looking at that kind of thing, I mean, you know what? You got 2 guns, 3 guns, and then mirrored on the side for 6 guns, and then a turret for 8 guns. This is just ridiculous. Like, 6 guns is a pretty good number. If you're looking at, like... But 8? That is a pretty rare thing. It's always nice to get a little bit of a look. Oh, we can even see what Panthers, M6s, all energy weapons. Interesting. I mean, I don't know how much of. I would take the loadout with a grain of salt. But yeah, you don't get to see the F8 too often. It's kind of trying to bid for the standard to be a very, very standard ship across the UEE. As you can see, it is beefy. It is beefy, and if you want one in the future, get Squadron 42. Buy Squadron 42. Playing through it, you'll they've always said that if you play through Squadron 42, you'll get access in Star Citizen to be able to get some military ships, including, I don't know if it's necessarily the F8C or if it's the F8A. I don't know. We'll have to see in the future, but there is one. Let's see. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Wait a minute. She's got purple hair? Okay, that's new. Sorry. Anyways, so yeah. I was about to say, like, wait, what other Anvil ships are there? The Hornets, the freaking Hornets, like the Anvil ship. I'm sorry. So the Hornet. This is actually really cool. This is very interesting. Seeing a. Oh my god. Okay, so the F7C. Okay, this is a Super Hornet, so this isn't the best example. This is an F7C. So, as you might be able to tell, if you don't know, it's got a modular section in the middle. Let's hop in. Let's hop in here, and you have 2 basic frames. You have the F7C and the F7CM. the Super Hornet, the Hornet and the Super Hornet, respectively. Basically, the Super Hornet just has a tacked on extra seat. I don't know what the loadout for the F7A is off the top of my head, but you have 3 size 3 mounts, 1 on the nose, 2 on the wings, and some missile racks under like this engine thing. It kind of folds out that little angled section there, and you have one big utility slot in the middle that can be swapped out with a few things. This F7C comes with a cargo thing, and it can also hold a size 4 gimbal mount, which is what a lot of people like. It can also have a dual size 2 mount, dual size 2 turret that can be remote controlled. And we'll get a good look at that, I think. With, that comes, I believe it comes standard on the F7CM. You can also have the nose mount have this kind of ridiculous dual size 1 mount. This is genuinely what it looks like, and I don't understand why it's this bulky, but it is this bulky. This, whatever this is, whatever this F7A mount is, that looks sleek as all hell. And as we can see, also they is that Revenant? Wait a minute, is this Revenant? Oh hell yeah, it's Revenant. They also up the mounts, up the weapon mounts. So instead of size 3s on the wings, these are size 4s, as we can tell by this beautiful Apocalypse Arms Revenant Gatling gun. These still look like size 1s, interestingly enough. And I don't know... Yeah, well, let's take a look, actually. This is also one of, like, the most classic ships. If you don't know, like, in the first Wing Commander game, basically, you were flying in one of the... Like, the first ship was a Hornet. Also, this is definitely... Ooh, this is definitely a different setup. Ooh. It's very nice. Oh! Okay. So, you have size 2s on the nose and size 3s for the... I don't know if that is a turret, but it looks like a turret. Also, you can see some of the angles are definitely different. It's a bit of an upgraded chassis, clearly. It's a very, very nice, very nice. And let's see. I'm gonna guess that this is the Ghost. Yeah, this is the stealth variant. It has some void armor, I think. I don't necessarily know if it replaces the module. I think it does. I'm not completely sure. It looks like, it definitely looks like it does. And then the tracker, which is just kind of, you know, it has like a scanner type deal instead. Let me think. That over there is the, that's the Wildfire. And I think the only version we're not seeing here is the Heartseeker. The Wildfire is basically a specialized version of the F7C that's more combat oriented. The Wildfire is a Super Hornet with that's just a specialized version of the Super Hornet. Okay, and I think that is almost everything. We have one more thing, one more vehicle we need to find. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We have 2 more vehicles. Also, since I'm passing by, I love Klaus and Werner. They are the standard energy repeaters. Kind of actually genuinely because they're kind of the only game in town. But, yeah, kind of. But I love the CF series so much. There are other energy repeaters available, but they're like the standard. Very good, very trusty. Would recommend Probably 11 out of 10, actually. Also nice to see that the frame rate's stabilized a little bit. Okay, what do we have here? Is this is the Ballista. Okay, so good classic anti-air. Got some big fuck you turret or torpedoes, not turrets. Yeah, I mean, it's got a decent fuck you turret, but oh god, what am I looking at? What am I looking at? Okay. Does not want me to open that door. Let's see if they have it open on the other side. Ah, there we go. Oh, it's not a door on that side. Is it? No, it's not. Okay. Yeah. It's very nice. Just, you know, little mobile anti-air. Very nice. There's not a lot of gameplay around it as of right now, which is kind of just kind of unfortunately the state the game's in, but I haven't used it. I've never used it, but it's very nice. It's very nice, detailed. Again, massive torpedoes. I think it's size 7s, size 5. What? Okay, actually, hold on. Let's just look at this real quick. What I think, and I could be wrong, 8 size 5s and 2 size 7s, I believe. For reference, the Gladiator, the carrier-based bomber, holds 4 size 5s. But here is the new thing. Here's the thing I feel a little bit obligated to love. I do kind of. I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing it, so we'll see. Oh my god, it's got little luggage racks. Oh, that's cool. The only thing. So this is the Spartan. This is the Anvil Spartan. It is a troop transport. I love it. I love it to death. This is looking to be. Oh god, you can see all the components. You have 2 weapon racks for one pilot. That's one driver, I suppose. That's fun. I guess probably the only question I have is, what if you want to store your pistol? There's kind of a specialized pistol rack. You can put a pistol on these rifle racks. These are rifle racks. But yeah, it's not that big of a deal. So is that is a window out to the outside, is it? Hold on. It is. I assume that it's like sealed. I would hope that it's sealed and pressurized. Also, this ladder, you can't use it right now, but you will be able to in the future, which is cool. I don't know if maybe you'll be able to like tie down cargo to the top of it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But hot hell, this is unfortunately, I don't have any vehicles that can transport this puppy, but I'm sure as shit going to be looking to I sure as shit am going to be looking to get one. Probably later in the IAE, but I think we have one more thing to take a look at. So, I mean, I'm not expecting to be extremely blown away here. There are a few other there are a few other Anvil ships, and we only have one display. Okay, all right. So any Crucible fans, you're kind of getting left in the dirt. I'm sorry, but this is the Liberator. This is kind of a pocket carrier. I wouldn't maybe not call it a pocket carrier as necessarily as much as a ship mover. This is more designed to just move ships. It's not very well armed. You're probably not. You would be very ill-advised if somebody told you to take this into combat. Well, okay, it doesn't even have the guns on this model, but that circle is where you would have like a twin size 5 turret, which isn't bad. You would also have a remote size 2 on the other side. It's not bad, but it's not anything I'd actually want to take into combat. The idea is that it has two size 2 landing pads on the top, like a smaller snub section that you can land on in the front. And actually, let's just see how much I can do with. Oh, I can't put the camera through the glass. Ah, damn. Okay, well, let's see. Just trying to show your shit off, CIG. Jeez. Well, you can see that there's like a garage. You can see like there's a kind of ramped garage door. That section underneath would be holding your ground vehicles, maybe some other things, maybe some arrows. I don't want to know how many things you could technically... I don't want to know how many arrows you could stuff into this thing. It would be a ship clown car if ever there was one. What do we have to say about this? Anvil continues the tradition of excellence with the Liberator, an open-air vehicle carrier designed with the same quantum drive and long-distance capabilities of military spec carriers and pathfinders, but tailored to the civilian market. The Liberator is the ideal carrier to put your fleet in the front line of any operation. So, definitely, I would not recommend dropping this into combat. Kind of like, you know, you have let's say you have a ship. Let's say you have an operation on Crusader and you're at Hurston. You know, you load up your ships. You load up 2 fighters, maybe 2-3 fighters onto this thing, and take it from Hurston to Crusader, and then those fighters do their stuff in Crusader while this thing sits around. That kind of thing. Or, you know, you go down to a base, unload all the vehicles and stuff, and it kind of just sits there. And it's more of a transport, really. What in the hell? I mean, maybe I should save this for Aegis, but it's funny. I prefer Aegis. Anvil and Aegis are kind of mirror companies. They both like vie for military contracts, you know. They have a lot of overlap. And typically I like the Aegis style more, but but I find that honestly I kind of prefer like a lot of the Anvil ships. Like would I take a Saber or would I take a Hornet? I would probably tend to say a Hornet, honestly. Would I take a Gladius or an Arrow? I have my qualms with the Arrow, personal grudge with the Arrow, but well, I think I'm good. I'm good for now with Anvil. If you want to see a ship tour of the Carrack, if you want to see a ship tour of the Carrack, go look up a ship tour of the Carrack. I ain't gonna give this thing any more I ain't gonna give this thing any more praise than it's already got, because it's got a lot. Yeah. So, yeah. Until next time, I believe tomorrow is RSI day, so... But, yeah, so I believe tomorrow is RSI day, so until next time, have a good day, great day, even. Chowskis.